Today we're standing next to the apricot trees. They are in full bloom. The bees are getting busy on here. In a good year, we are going to have a very bountiful harvest. The apricots are especially delicious. When you pick them, all you have to do is separate them at the cleft. The seed falls out and you can just eat them. We haven't had an apricot harvest for probably 4 or more years, because every time we get the blossoms out like this, then the weather happens and changes the ability for it to produce fruit. So I'm really hoping, we've got a little bit of cold weather that's in the forecast, but I'm hoping that it will not damage all of these beautiful blossoms and the ability to produce food, because the fruit that these trees produce is absolutely beautiful. It's free from insects. It's practically perfect when you pick it off the tree. So it's a very easy to harvest and consume fruit. We're standing right here next to one of our Hugelkulture mounds. These were little mini mounds. I had a lot of wood left over from trees that we had cut down, and I used them as the base for each of these mounds. So the mound got a layer of logs, which was covered by a layer of wood chips, which has then been covered by compost. Now, fungi really love wood and wood chips, and you can see while these are not edible, the fungi are coming in. That is super important to the growing system, because the mycorrhizal fungi network that exists between plants allows them to communicate with each other and relay information about whether there are predators of the plant in the area. If a dying tree wants to, it can actually donate its remaining sugar production to another tree. There was a tree in the center of this circle. It died and we've had it removed, but in place of it we've planted this new baby tree. This tree will take the place of that one, and all of these mounds will be eventually in the drip line of the tree. So they will still be able to get sun, and they will also be able to benefit if they want to climb. They can actually climb up into the tree, and we've had some of our plants do that before. Your pole beans and our birdhouse gourds, those did really well last year with climbing the tree. This tree and the other one that we planted just like it are especially nice because they're basswood trees. They produce a multitude of flowers for a small amount of space that they take up. And this is something that the bees really love, and basswood honey is especially tasty and very popular. So I'm standing right here next to a project that's in process. One of the things that we wanted to do with this area of the park strip is make it so that it is food producing for both humans and insects. The first part of that process is actually to kill everything that's underneath. So what we are doing is we are fastening down black plastic along this part of the park strip. This will remain for the entire season, and hopefully it will kill everything off, and then we can take the sod off the top and we'll be able to plant spring bulbs, white clover. And if we come down here, I'll show you the way that we have this first section planted. This section right here was covered all of last season. So this would be the next section that we have out for development. We'll have to take up all the stuff that we put on top there, and we will probably edge that and then get some new plantings in there. Down here is an example of what we have planted in here. We've put in some spring bulbs, so you see those are getting ready to come up. This right here, this is kale that we planted out here. This is its second year. Kale is biennial. So if we plant more kale in here this season, we will have kale every year without having to plant it, which is super exciting.